crafters, and welcome to Creative Moments by G. I'm G, and so happy that you have decided to join us on an unplanned YouTube Live. We're also over on Facebook, but Maudie, my sister, is here with me on YouTube, so she's going to be chatting with you if you have any questions. We're very excited about this just spontaneous kind of YouTube Live because we're going to talk about a product review and the online exclusives for Stampin' Up. We're very excited about them. Now, hopefully we're going to have a few people hop on. Make sure if you hop on that you tell us where you're from. And if you are watching from the rebroadcast, go ahead and drop us a comment below. Let us know at the end what you think about this fantastic stamp set. It's actually a collection and we are so excited. So let's just go ahead and hop on down to the design table and let me start showing you some things. So the first thing that I want to talk about is this calendar that I have put together. My goodness, my nose itches. Now this calendar, just so that we better understand all the releases that Stampin' Up! Is going to have. Now if you want a copy of this, all you have to do is go over to creativemomentsbyg.com and sign up for our newsletter, and I will make sure that you get a copy. But let's just look at this. What's so great is, you know, Stampin' Up! Has a mini catalog that comes out in January, and it goes January, February, March, and April. But in between that time, you know, they're very good about having some additional stamp sets that they're going to bring out. Well, that comes due in March. And right now, if you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you get to purchase one of those collections so that we can start making the cards and showing all our customers. So that's going to come out in March. Now, hey, if you want to buy that early, but you can't, and you're not a demonstrator and you want to hook up with us, well, go ahead and DM me and we can talk about it. Just want to take a moment and say, hey, Darlene, hey, Annie, so happy you're here. Now, the next phase we want to talk about is in May when the new annual catalog comes out. Oh, that's going to be exciting, right? We're going to have some new colors, and we're going to talk about those in a minute. And then in July, we have some more online exclusives coming out. And they'll be for July and August. And the important thing to remember about these online exclusives is that it's until they sell out, right? They buy a certain amount and then it's until they sell out. You will not find them in the annual catalog. You're not going to find them in the mini catalog. They're going to be an online purchase. So you'll just log into your Stampin' Up! And you will go to your online purchase. Hey, Linda. Surprise video. Thank you. And then, of course, we know in September, we have our little holiday catalog. We all love that holiday catalog, right? It comes out and it's good through December. So if you want a copy of this calendar just to help you remember, go ahead and sign up for our newsletter over on our website. But let's move on to the online exclusive. Now, I know many of the demonstrators have sent out their newsletter, and so you've received a copy of this possibly, but just in case you haven't, this is a fantastic stamp set with the dies, and if you buy the collection, you also get paper and you get these beautiful frosted dots. Now, that's not all though, right? Come March 1st, they're going to have some other online items that we don't even know about. So we are very hyped about that, aren't we? Those demonstrators who are watching me, let me know. Aren't you excited about seeing what's going to be on sale March 1st? But so today, I'm going to show you some possibilities with this stamp set and the dies and this beautiful paper. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to move that to the side. And the first thing I want to do is show you the stamp set. Oh, yes, so pretty. Look at this stamp set. Love these flowers. I really love these flowers. Now, when you open it up, we like to store our dies on the left-hand side. So we put a really strong magnet panel over there, and that way we can store everything together. Because really, you know, for organization, we really like to do that. So here is this, but that really doesn't show you what it can do, right? So let me show you this. Here is some cutouts. Now I want to discuss these. Is this not the most beautiful decoration? It's a visual image that is oh so pretty. Don't you love this? Now what's interesting is it is connected in different places, but not on the end. On both ends, it's open. And so you simply use this right here and you cut it out. Now moving over to this circle, look at this. This actually, right here, cuts into the card. So when you put this on your mat and you lift it off, that cutout is going to be cut into your card. But what we have done is we put a very thin circle die around it so that we could pop it out. Now, isn't that pretty? Wouldn't that be a beautiful wreath? Oh my goodness, so pretty. Now, if that wasn't big enough for you, and make sure you stay with us to the end because we have 3 cards to show you, and you'll be able to see this one right here. We used a larger die to give us, a stronger circle around. Isn't that beautiful though? And you could also just cut it into your card and then lay a circle frame around it, right? Isn't that pretty? Okay, keep going. There's more. And I believe, yes, Darlene said the fonts are gorgeous. Are they not beautiful? Look at that. These are stamps. Now, these are not dies. So this is the little dots that we all love, a little splatter. But look at that, thank you. Is that not beautiful? I mean, I love calligraphy, and Maudie and I actually spent some time trying to learn calligraphy. Needless to say, we stamp our calligraphy. I tell you, I'm just not good at it at all, but I wish I could be. But why worry, right, when you have these beautiful stamps? And you know something else I like is I like when they do the fonts different. How many of you like that? Give me a little smiley face. When they have like Times Roman, the font, and then they have this beautiful script. I love that. It is so pretty. Now let me show you the dies. These are the dies that are in there. So you can stamp these leaves, and then you can use your die to cut the leaves out. And the other thing is you can use your dies to cut out the flowers on the paper, the DSP, the pattern paper. So, I mean, how lucky are we to have that? But in addition to the stamp, and you can cut this out, look at that. We have these dies right here that cut out the leaves. So, I mean, we have lots of a variety of leaves, right, that we can cut out. And how wonderful is that? Now we're going to move on, and I'm going to show you the paper that we have. So let me get this. Now this is really pretty paper. Okay, so here we go. That's right, Cynthia. Now, and see on one of the cards that we're going to show you, look what we did. See, we cut out the flower. And are these flowers just beautiful? Look at this. Now what I did is I want to show you the front and the back to this beautiful paper. Let me see if I can, I don't know if I can get too close because then you won't be able to see all the paper, but I'll put them on top of each other. We also cut out some leaves for our cards, right? Now, let's see, I think that's the same thing. Yep, okay. Oh, maybe I did the wrong paper. Here, let me see. I had it all ready. So let's try. Oh, here we go. So we have this. That's the back. I consider that the back. Hey, Pat. Welcome. Look at that. Is that beautiful? I I tell you, this collection has everything you could possibly want. Now, I love those colors. And we're going to talk about the colors in just a second. That's the front and the back. How beautiful is that? And then we bring in this color, very familiar color, right? What color does that look like? Pretty peacock. And here is the front to it. Don't you love this geometric shape? Love it. Okay, now we have this. And we have this that looks very similar to the die, right? Isn't that pretty? Now, it might even line up. I don't know if it lines up. I didn't try that. But we have it also in this pretty peacock. And here are the leaves that you can cut out. You can actually cut this one out. And it gives you some variation in color. And look at that. Oh my goodness. We have some Dandelion Delight, a little bit of pretty peacock coloring going on there. I mean, these are just beautiful. And the kind of sad thing is once they sell out of the collection, they're not going to reorder it. Or, I mean, at least that's what they said. Who knows? They might change their mind. But, so you want to make sure March 1st that you get that. This is so pretty. Look at this paper. Look at those leaves. I love the white leaves. And then look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Flirty Flamingo. And what else is it? Flirty Flamingo and Pretty Pink, or called something. Oh, look at this one. The variation of the colors. Loving this paper. Loving this paper. What do you think? Is the paper a keeper? Let me know. Yes, I think it is. Let me know. Now let's talk a little bit about the colors that they say coordinate with this paper. We have, okay, let me see here. I need to get this so I don't mess up. And probably, I'm looking at the white. We know it's, okay, let's see. That is, let me see, this is soft Seafoam, Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo. Now they also have a Lost Lagoon that they mention. I've never seen that, so I don't know what that might look like. I think maybe a blue or a green. Has anyone seen that color before? Because we have not, and so we don't know exactly what that color is. But then they also have, they mention peacock, pretty peacock, and then we have petal pink. So here are the colors that are going to coordinate with this beautiful DSP. Loving this. Oh my goodness. Now we're not through, because the collection, if you buy the collection, you get the stamp. Where is the stamp? You get the stamp and the dies. Here we go. So you get the stamp and the dies. You get the paper. And you also, I mean, how cool is this? You get these beautiful, well, they're not rhinestones, but I call them rhinestones. They're the dots. It says they are called frosted dots. Now let me show you a close-up of them. Oh, look at that. Is that beautiful? It has all the colors. Hey, Nancy. So happy that you're here for this product review. We are discussing the new stamp set by Stampin' Up. It's a collection, and we absolutely love this collection. But that's not all. So now let's go ahead. That's all you get in the collection. But let's move over to what you can also get in terms of these fantastic embossing folders. Who loves embossing folders? Give me a thumbs up or a smiley face if you love embossing folders as much as we do. Now this is called Basics 3D. And I'm going to show you what design this makes. But this is like a crisscross. You can see that. This has kind of like a starburst, a starfish, stars in it. Very pretty. And then we got some dots back. You know, we used to have dots, right? But we don't have dots. And so I am so thrilled to have this back. But we went ahead and we stamped some of them, and I want to show you what happens. Now look at this. Here is our, just on white paper, our beautiful dots. Is that beautiful? But we decided to go ahead and rake a color. So we actually had some pretty peacock, the color. So we raked it over the embossing folder, and look at what happens. Is that beautiful? I mean, you could really do some beautiful cards with that. So here we go with the dots. Now let's look at our stars. Look at this. Here's our stars. And look at when you use the raking method. Now we have a video for the raking method if you haven't seen that. So just look for using embossing folders on our YouTube channel. Hey Sherry, so happy that you're with us. Don't you love that? You're gonna have to tell me which is your favorite. We have the stars, that's what I'm calling it. We have the dots, and then finally, we have this one. Here it is in white paper. You can see it. It's very subtle, right? But look at this. Look at that. Now, we have created a really pretty card using this. And so, but we put it on vellum. So wait until you see what it looks like on vellum. So let me know in the comments, in the chat room, which one do you like the best? The dots, the stars, or the crisscross? I'm going to leave them there for just a second. I know it's hard to decide, but if you had to pick one, what would it be? Pat, it is really so beautiful. These embossing folders, I mean, you can do so much with embossing folders, right? You can use your brayer to go over the color. You can rake it like we did to put some color on the background. Let me know which one you like. Now, I want to show you something else you can do with this that you may have forgotten or just not thought of. So right here, I'm going to bring this in a little bit. So we stamped this with our stamping pads, right? Now I'm going to put down just a little piece of paper. And something you can do that you might not think of is bring out your little watercolor pens. That may be a little too close. And you can go ahead and just color them this way. Release a little bit of that water and then just come in. Now I'm making sure it has water. And you, because this is watercolor, you're not going to get much color, but you will get a little bit of color. Now I want to show you something you can do. It works really well when you just do it, right? Because it's still kind of wet. And this is not watercolor paper. So you can see that we have a tint, but let me show you something else you can do. Grab your Flirty Flamingo, because that's what we stamped it with. Open it up, and just very lightly, you don't have to push any water or anything, just kind of, let's see if I can get that right there. Kind of just touch it on the side, and now we can put some color right there on our flower. And you know, so often we forget to do this, and that way you have so much control over how much color you add, right? So just grab you a little bit. You can go over the edge right here. Look at that. Look at the difference that it makes. And this can really add to the beauty of your card. And it really, you're not putting much water on there, so you don't have to worry about it. Now, you can continue to go over this until you get the darkness that you want, or the rich color that you want. So I'm just going to put a little bit right there. And there we have. Look at that. Look at that shading. Very simple. Looks like you know what you're doing on watercolor, right? Now I'm going to use another one, and I'm going to pick up some green on this. I'm going to shut this one, and I'm going to bring in my old olive. And we're going to see what we can do with this. Now we stamped this with Old Olive, so I'm just picking up some of this color that's already on this leaf, and I'm going to bring it over here. See if we can get any going. You know what? I did that so long ago, not so much. But once again, you can just pick up a little bit from your stamp pad and just color it just a little bit. Isn't that neat? We like doing that, and we like it because you have so much control over how much color you add. Whereas sometimes if you use blends, it gets a little too dark, right? And you don't see the veins in your leaves. So this is just a technique that you might want to use. Look at that. Love how that just made it pop. What do you think? Do you like that technique? Let me know if you like that technique. Now, I'm going to show you some cards that we have that we created. And I'm going to just put this back here so that you can see it. Let's get our colors going. I just love, if you are not familiar with this pretty peacock, it is, oh my goodness, love this color. So pretty. Now, here is a card that we created. And look at, we used our embossing folder. It's just a straight embossing folder. We ran it through the machine, but we cut out the flowers. So we used our dies, we cut them out. We also cut out our leaves. And look at this one. This is the one that has the holes in it, but we lined it up and just cut it out using those dies. Isn't that pretty? And then, of course, there's our font, Darlene. Don't you love it? I just love that font. Okay, now here is one that I told you about. Look what we did. Is this, no, this isn't the vellum one, but it looks like vellum, but it's actually the patterned paper. So we cut this out, and we really didn't like it because it didn't have a frame, so we just cut out a larger frame and we added it to the card. So like I said, you can cut this into the card, but you can also cut it out and then add it to the top of your card. And you could make this into a Christmas frame, a Halloween frame. There are so many possibilities, right? And finally, I want to show you the vellum that we used. Now I'm going to get close. This is actually vellum that we use the embossing folder on. Hey Sandra. And hey Annie. We use the embossing folder on this. Now there is a trick, you know, vellum is very, very fragile. So we are doing a whole series on working with vellum, and we are putting our shorts and our tips on Instagram and also YouTube Shorts. So check those out because we have some ideas to make sure that it doesn't tear on the ends, because sometimes when you run it through an embossing folder, it will tear, and we have a tip to solve that problem. Now look at this. Love this. We used our blends to color the inside, and we stamped it in Night of Navy. But you know, right after you stamp it, can you imagine using your watercolor pen and just bringing down some of that Night of Navy? Love that. And then love this die. Don't you love that? And I mean, this is such a pretty stamp set. Love this stamp set. What do y'all think about it? Let me know in the comments in the chat room with Maudie. If you are watching the rebroadcast, please let us know below the video what you thought about this product review. Is there something else that we missed that you would have loved to have seen? Does anyone have any questions? We just wanted to hop on and make sure that you knew about this fantastic set that's going to be available to our customers March 1st. Unless, of course, you sign up, you can get it in February, but neither here nor there, right? Well, we just appreciate everybody spending their Sunday afternoon. We just wanted to quickly hop on. We hope that you check out our YouTube and our Instagram, and we will post these cards up on Pinterest. So if you like these cards, they're going to be there, and you'll be able to see exactly the template that we use to put them together. Hey, go out, make it a fantastic Sunday afternoon, and a great week that we're coming up on. We love you guys. Take care.